my people, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new recent reads video. I apologize if the cicadas annoy you, but there's nothing I can do about that. The first book on this list is called Ode to My First Call. For those who don't know, this book is a YA contemporary following a young bisexual main character as she falls in and out of love over a summer. This book is absolutely so fantastic and it's so good, and I really enjoyed it. First of all, the free-verse format was so lyrical and it was so well done. Robin's writing is so good and so gentle and so well done. The characters were so well developed and so distinct. The sapphic romance was so cute and so good, and I loved their chemistry so much. Like, the main character's relationship with her brother was done so well, and I literally loved the two of them so much. The queer representation felt so authentic and so well done. The plot was so intriguing and so engaging. This book is absolutely so fantastic, and it deserves so much more hype. It's definitely so far my favorite book by this author, which I wasn't expecting to find because Dear Mothman was absolutely so good. But anyway, all that to say, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Northranger. This book is a YA contemporary graphic novel retelling of Northanger Abbey, and it's absolutely so good. I really enjoyed this book literally so much, and I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. First of all, the setting was so atmospheric and so well done. I've never read the original Austen novel, so I had no idea what to expect from the plot or the characters or anything like that, but I was swept in. Like, I was hooked from the beginning to the end. The gay romance was so cute and so adorable, and again, I loved their connection and their chemistry so much. The characters were so well developed and so distinct. The setting was so intriguing and so gothic and so, like, atmospheric and so well done. Like, the friendships made so much sense. This book is so good. The family dynamics were so awesome. This book is absolutely so good, and it's so underrated, and it deserves so much more hype. The illustrations were so pretty. The writing was so well done. Everything about the story was literally so well paced. So anyway, all that to say, like I said, I rated the story 4 out of 5 stars, and with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Garden of the Cursed. This story is a YA fantasy that follows a young curse breaker who reluctantly decides to fake date this noble because he can enter the society that she needs to enter that holds clues to her mother's disappearance. I hope that makes sense. This story is absolutely so good and it's so fantastic. I wasn't expecting to enjoy this book literally at all because I haven't really enjoyed a YA fantasy this much in literally so long. First of all, the romance was so cute and so well done, and I loved their banter so much. Enemies to lovers is typically one of my least favorite romantic tropes, but in this book, like, I love them. I love their chemistry. I love the characters. They're so well developed and so distinct. The plot was so intriguing and so engaging. The world building and the magic was so atmospheric and so well done. Like, I want to live there. This story reminded me a lot of, like, Ace of Shades and the whole, like, Shadow Game trilogy, which is one of my favorite fantasy trilogies of all time, which is such a high compliment. This book is so fantastic and so good. I loved it so much. I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I'm so excited to read the sequel next year because this book was so amazing. So anyway, all that to say, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Where Echoes Die. This story is a YA contemporary, like, science fiction story that follows a young lesbian main character who's looking for answers about her mom in a ghost town where nobody seems to remember how they got there. This story is absolutely so fantastic and it's so good. Again, I had really low expectations for this book, but it ended up being so, like, atmospheric and thrilling. I was so captivated by the mystery from the beginning to the end. The characters were so well developed and so distinct. The sister relationship made so much sense, and I loved the two of them together. The slow burn sapphic romance was so cute, and again, I loved their chemistry and their connection so much. The world building was so interesting, and it never became, like, too confusing or anything like that. Like, it made so much sense, and it was so captivating and atmospheric and just so good. This book is absolutely so fantastic. The plot was so engaging and so intriguing. This book is so underrated and it deserves so much more hype. So with all that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called An Appetite for Miracles. This story is a YA contemporary following two Mexican-American teenagers as they are navigating grief, love, and healing. This story is absolutely so fantastic and so good. I talked about it in one of my vacation videos, so I apologize if my review is redundant, but basically I rated this story 4 out of 5 stars and I really enjoyed it. First of all, the free verse format was so lyrical and so pretty and so beautiful. I've rated the author's previous 2 books 3 out of 5 stars, so I was not expecting to enjoy this book any more than I did with their previous books, but this book was so good. The characters were so well developed and so distinct. I loved their romance so much. The dual perspective worked so well, and I loved getting to know them before they fell in love with each other as well. I fell in love with them individually before they fell in love with each other. Their family dynamics were so good and so authentic, and I never mixed them up, which I was afraid of, because this book, if I'm not mistaken, is set in first person, and it's also set in free verse, which I've mentioned before is literally usually hit or miss, but this book, it worked so well. This book is so good and it's so well done. So anyway, like I said before, I rated this story 4 out of 5 stars, and with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called The Probability of Everything. This story is a middle-grade contemporary that follows a young black main character as she navigates with the fact that life as she knows it might change forever because an asteroid will be hitting the Earth in 4 days. This story is absolutely so fantastic and it's so good. It's definitely my favorite book by this author so far. Literally, the writing was so well done and it felt so heartfelt and hopeful and gentle and just so well done. The characters were so well developed and so distinct. The family dynamics made so much sense and I felt so authentic and so well done. The friendships were so lovely and so wonderful. The plot was so engaging and intriguing from the beginning to the end. Literally, this book is so good and it's so awesome, and I just really enjoyed it because I was captivated by the beginning throughout the entire story, which truly says a lot because sometimes that doesn't always happen. So anyway, overall, this book is absolutely so awesome and so intriguing, and again, it's so underrated. It's so good and it deserves so much more hype. So anyway, with all that said, I would definitely highly recommend it because I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and with that said, I would definitely recommend it. The next book on this list is called My Flawless Life. This story is a YA contemporary thriller that follows a young half-Asian main character as she is grappling with the secrets of her own classmates as well as with herself. This story is absolutely so fantastic and it's so good, and I really enjoyed it. First of all, the plot was so engaging from the very beginning to the end. The mystery was so captivating and so well done, and I loved learning about the main character's family dynamics as well as her friendships. The romance made so much sense. The characters were so well developed and so distinct, and I loved how messy they were as well. That made them more authentic and more well done. Literally, this book is so good and it's so underrated. I would highly recommend it for everyone, but especially for fans of If You Could See the Sun. This book is absolutely so incredible and it's so well done, and I will highly gladly recommend it, and I will highly read more books by this author in the future because her writing was so good and so lyrical. Literally, I was riveted by the story from the beginning to the end. So anyway, overall, my review is so all over the place, but basically I rated the story 4 out of 5 stars, and with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. So, in conclusion, June was a great reading month in terms of quantity and quality because I ended up reading 49 books, which was absolutely such a surprise, and I'm so satisfied with myself. So, with that said, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the ice cream emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!